Hi, good morning. I'm going to do a poem for you that I wrote on November 8th, 2009. This is called, oops, I'm sorry, I had the wrong poem. I did this one October 28th, 2009. This is called Put Yourself in Their Place, Walk in Their Shoes. Okay? Did you get that? Put yourself in their place, walk in their shoes. Sorry, it's early morning again. Okay. Put yourself in their place. How would you feel? Things you have now would be suddenly gone. Could you handle it? How would you cope if the tables were turned and you walked in their shoes? Put yourself in their place. Would you have hope? If no one would hire you because you lack skills, could you still dream? How would you cope if the tables were turned and you walked in their shoes? Put yourself in their place. What would you believe in? If you were very hungry but had no money for food, would you be thinking of goals? How would you cope if the tables were turned and you walked in their shoes? And that's the emphasis you have to put on something like that. How would you? And that's why I ask these little questions. I try to make people think. I do poetry that in the attempt to make people think about a life of someone else when it's really difficult to, I know that, when you don't experience it yourself. I was not always poor. I was from an upper middle class family. And when I fell into poverty, after I had no family at all anymore, it was a shock, a major shock to my system. I didn't quite know how to handle it, and I'll be honest with you, even after 20 years, I still don't handle it well. Poverty is not a good place to be for anybody, any human being. I still believe that there's no reason why anybody has to be in poverty. In this country, even in the world, I will make even that statement, that I don't believe even in the whole wide world. There is so much money on the face of this earth, and it's not used appropriately. But there is enough money to solve all of these issues, these poverty issues. And that's the part that really upsets me. I'm frustrated by that because I know, and knowing that, and you know that you get such limited help. And it really is limited. My God, I went down to get housing the other day. There's a year wait. That's not going to help me May 24th when I have to be out of here and I don't know where we're going. So, truth of the matter is, there are a lot of, I do things like this because I get upset. I wrote poetry about poverty, having faced it for such a long time, trying to wake up people and help them to realize what it's like. Because if they don't realize what it's really like, they will never do anything about it. I say, wake up people, listen to my poetry, think about the questions that I ask in my poetry, answer them. And when you do, you might feel what the other person on the other side feels. They're human beings too, poor human beings, but human beings, nevertheless, with the same goals, dreams, feelings that anybody else has. The only difference between them and you might be the money in your pocket or in the bank. They may not have that. It's the only difference. Seriously. They're not dumber. They're not dirtier. They're not all this stuff. There's a lot of myths about the poor. And you would be floored to know the truth. And I'm going around schools, colleges, and places like that right now and telling the truth about poverty. I debunk a lot of the myths, and I will continue to do that. Certainly a mission. When I'm not singing or writing, I will definitely be talking about poverty issues. It's big right now. There are more people slipping into poverty every day, right here in America, through foreclosure of their homes, through medical issues, different things, recession, unemployment, oh my gosh, you name it. People who've never experienced it are experiencing it now. So they should really be looking at my poetry. This is a big time for these poverty issues. Be looking. Check them out. Thank you.